One stop. One stop science shop. Hi, I'm Mercy. Welcome to the One Stop Science Shop, the place where we try to answer all your science-related questions. We have someone in need of help today. It's Anita from India. She wants to know what's the difference between convection and conduction. Good question, Anita. I used to get all mixed up on that too. But the good news is I have an answer for you. And I also have an experiment to show you. Don't go away. Conduction is heat transferred through solids, while convection is heat transfer through liquids and gases. Heat absorption refers to the heat transfer that occurs between two bodies. Heat can also be transferred by radiation. As heat energy reaches an object, it can be absorbed in a way similar to the way a sponge absorbs water. The heat enters an object, warming it. The longer an object is exposed to a heat source, the more heat it absorbs. Different objects absorb heat at different rates. Some objects are excellent absorbers, while others are very poor. Here's an interesting experiment to show how liquid, in this case water, absorbs heat. For this, you need protective glasses, balloons, matches, candle, and I have here a water balloon. First of all, I'm gonna put on my protective glasses. Now I'm gonna blow up a balloon. Now I'm gonna light a candle. You need adult supervision for this. See what happens when I put a candle underneath it. Carefully bring the balloon to the flame. Why did the balloon burst? Well, the flame heats whatever is placed in it. In this case, the rubber from the balloon. It became so hot that it was too weak to resist pressure of the air inside it. The result? Pop. What if we could share some of the heat? That is, if the rubber weren't to become too weak. We take a balloon filled with water. And once again, light the candle. Now hold the balloon from the top, a foot away from the flame, and slowly bring it closer down to the flame. You see, it doesn't burst. If you're feeling very brave, you can actually allow the flame to touch the bottom of the balloon. But I'm not so brave. What happens here is that water absorbs the heat from the flame. The thin balloon rubber allows the heat to pass through very quickly and warm the water. So, while the heat is transferred to the water, the surface of the balloon, despite touching the flame, remains cool. Because the rubber does not become hot, it does not weaken, and the balloon does not break. If you look at the bottom of the balloon, you can see black soot. It's actually carbon deposited on the surface of the balloon by the flame. To try and see for yourself at home, have a look at the ingredients. Protective glasses, balloons, balloon filled with water, candle, and matches. Believe it or not, many people think that onions are good heat absorbers. In China, people still carry an onion in their pocket to absorb the heat. We have a visitor. Let's find out who it is.
Wow, what an interesting place!
Hello there, come on in. I'm Mercy. Welcome to the One Stop Science Shop. What's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
So Jasmine, what brings you here today?
I just found out that the water heaters in our house use electricity. But shouldn't we keep water away from electricity? Otherwise we'll get a shock.
You're right. Electricity can sometimes be dangerous, but with proper insulation, it can help heat substances too.
Really?
Yes, let me tell you about a person who pioneered the relationship between heat and electricity. Let's have a look. This is James Prescott Joule, an English physicist born in Salford in 1818. Joule studied heat, not like that though. He was responsible for discovering the relationship between heat and mechanical force. Joule was the privileged son of a wealthy brewer and was tutored by famous scientists when growing up. He was fascinated by electricity and often experimented with his brother by giving electric shocks to each other and to the family servants. Joule grew up to become manager of the brewery. Sometime around 1840, he started to look into replacing the old steam engines with the newly invented electric motor. Motivated by trying to cut down on his costs, Joule realized that it was cheaper to burn coal in a steam engine than burn zinc in an electric battery. Further research was made into which fuels and in what amounts produce more energy when being burned. He experimented on the amount of mechanical work generated by friction needed to raise the temperature of a pound of water by 1 degree Fahrenheit. Joule named this as the mechanical equivalent of heat, in which he specified a numerical value for the amount of mechanical work required to produce a single unit of heat. The initial announcement of his results at a meeting of the British Association for the Advancement of Science in August 1843 was met by complete silence. However, in the years to follow, many famous scientists, including Lord Kelvin, Hermann Helmholtz, and Michael Faraday, worked with him on different inventions and theories. His efforts had a profound influence on the theory of conservation of energy, which led to the first law of thermodynamics. In honor of this great scientist, the standard international derived unit for measuring energy is called the joule. Its symbol is a simple J, and 1 joule is approximately the energy required to lift a small apple through a meter of air.
What an interesting man!
Right! You know, his principles are used in water heaters and light bulbs.
Light bulb?
Have you noticed the part that lights up in a light bulb? That part's called a filament, and it glows when electricity passes through it.
But how?
Wait, let me show you.
Are you gonna break a light bulb?
Not quite. Better still, we're gonna make a light bulb.
You bet!
Let's see what we got in our one-stop science box. We have this.
Mason jar, colored paper, a pair of scissors, some electrical tape, some mechanical pencil refills, D-sized batteries, 8 of them, and wires.
Let me get this out of the way. First of all, we're gonna take our batteries and glue them together to make a super battery. We'll be attaching the positive side to the negative side of the battery, one after the other. Make sure the ends are touching.
This is kind of fun.
So to make sure that they're touching each other, we're wrapping it with paper to make it look like a super battery. So here we go, our super battery all wrapped up. Now let's take care of the wires. What I've done is cleared out the ends of the wire at both ends. Now we're going to fold the last end and make a small loop. So I have the 2 ends bent into a tiny loop. We're gonna take out the pencil lead. This is about 2.5 centimeters long, and we're gonna carefully put it through the loops. You need to be patient with this, and you can always ask an adult to help you. There you go. Now we're gonna connect the other 2 ends of the wires to the super battery by gluing them together with tape. Make sure the wire is securely held to the battery by the tape. Before we tape the other end, we're gonna take our mason jar, bend the part of the wire, holding the graphite filament, and carefully put the glass jar over our filament. making sure that it doesn't touch the wall. Now, Jasmine, we're gonna tape the end of the other wire. Give the circuit a moment for the electricity to circulate.
Wow, look at the pencil refill.
Yes, it's graphite. It's getting heated due to the electricity passing through, and it glows. If you're doing this at home, remember to ask an adult for help. And have a look at what you need again. Glass jar, colored paper, pair of scissors, some electrical tape, some mechanical pencil refills, 8D-sized batteries, electrical wires.
Can I take this bulb home? I'll put it in my room.
You can take the bulb home, but actually the graphite will run out soon. So it's better to stick to regular bulbs.
Okay, fine, I'll manage.
But they're a lot safer too. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for joining me. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you again soon to discuss many science-related questions at the One Stop Science Shop.